The Industrial Workers of the World and Big Bill Haywood.
By Talia Vrecchio and Nantina Ho.
The Industrial Workers of the World, known as the IWW, is a member-run union for all workers, founded in 1905 in Chicago, Illinois. It is a union dedicated to organizing on the job, in our industries, and in our communities. IWW members are organizing to win better conditions today and build a world with economic democracy tomorrow.
At its peak in 1973, the organization consisted of 150,000 members in good standing. Its membership declined dramatically after a 1924 split brought on by internal conflict. Membership does not require that one works in a represented workplace, nor does it exclude membership in another labor union. The main belief is that all workers should be united as a class.
The IWW was composed primarily of unskilled workers, but the union also represented farm workers, miners, and loggers. Collective action would bring pay increases, shorter hours, and safer working conditions. Unlike other unions of the day, the IWW organized on a class basis, welcoming all working people, including immigrants, minorities, women, and the unemployed. When children found organizing necessary for their own protection, for example, in schools during a strike by their parents, parties of the junior wobblies were formed.
The IWW was the biggest advocate of the abolition of the wage system and putting workers in control of their own work lives through industrial organization. The IWW held strikes, boycotts, and slowdowns to achieve this. Their direct forms of action were criticized and led to the implementation of labor laws, which were meant to restrict such strategies.
William Big Bill Haywood played a key role in the founding of the Industrial Workers of the World. Born in Salt Lake City, Utah, on February 4, 1869, Bill Haywood was an American radical who led the IWW in the early 20th century. Being the voice and face of a labor union that supported miners along with other groups, it was only fitting that Haywood himself experienced miner life. At age 15, he became active in the Western Federation of Miners, also known as WFM, and was elected its secretary-treasurer. This was the beginning of his journey in the union world, as the WFM was the industry-wide union that was founded in 1893.
Fast forward to the beginning of the birth of the IWW, where Haywood initiated the first organizing efforts at the founding convention in 1905. The next year, he was arrested, but acquitted on a labor-related murder charge, giving him nationwide recognition. In the 5 years to follow, he devoted his time to the Socialist Party, and as the formal head of the IWW, he organized countless strikes across the country. Unfortunately, Haywood and 100 others were arrested in Chicago. They were charged with violating Espionage and Sedition Acts for calling strikes during wartime, as this was the year of 1917 and the U.S. had just entered World War I. They were all convicted, and after the Supreme Court rejected his final appeal in 1921, Haywood jumped bail and fled to the Soviet Union. He died there on May 18th, 7 years later.
These are the practical benefits of a union, according to the IWW in 2017. The easiest way to stand up for each other in our workplaces and communities, and the easiest way to improve our working conditions, is to join a union. That is why employers fight so hard and spend so much money to keep unions out of their workplaces. Workers with unions generally have higher pay and job security, better benefits, and fewer scheduling problems. More pay equals fewer hours at work and more hours for enjoying the good things in life.
Union workplaces are safer and have less harassment, discrimination, and favoritism. This is because a union gives workers the power to make workplace decisions. The less we let our employers make all of our decisions, the better our lives and communities will be. Unions also provide mutual aid and community. This means assistance with problems at work, but it could also mean help with a community project or fighting a landlord.
And for that we need power. And there's only one way to get power. Organize. All the workers together. One big union. And the war the IWW wants you to get into is class war. Not a war in Europe. War against the capitalists. You'll never get anything or anywhere until the whole working class belongs to one big...
All right, gentlemen. You've got 20 seconds to vacate the premises.
For the union makes us strong, and in our hands is placed the power greater than their hoarded gold, greater than the might of armies, magnified 1,000-fold. We can bring to birth a new world from the ashes of the old, for the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever.